This is Cricbuzz chatter with Adam Collins and Michael Vaughan on what has been a momentous day for young Zach Crawley and a massive day for England, tallying 583 for 8 declared. Crawley 267. He put on 359 with Jos Buttler, which is the sixth biggest partnership for England ever. Any partnership, any test match ever. Vaughnie, give us a sense of what this was in terms of a milestone for a young man and this England team.
Well, you've got a young player that played so well, and in terms of being 22, I don't think I've ever seen a 22-year-old play with so much coolness, calmness, clarity, confidence, composure, balance. He pretty much had everything going for him, Zach Crawley. And when you're outscoring someone like Jos Buttler, it tells you that you've also got great power in the way that you play. The England side is just starting to come into its own in Test match cricket. I feel that if you go back a year ago, that first innings at Headingley, when England were blown away by Australia, the second innings they came out and played in a different fashion. And from then on, I think Joe Root, as captain, realised that expansive way, the risky way, has just not been working. And England slowly but surely have just started to play the Test match way, the right way, by batting long periods of time, playing with attrition, trying to wear down the opposing team. When you think of Jos Buttler today, there was at times he played like Geoffrey Boycott, and never in my life did I ever thought I would say that Jos Buttler was playing like Geoffrey Boycott. And that's exactly what this Test match team are trying to achieve in the first innings when they get the chance to bat on decent conditions, decent wickets. Just bat as long as you possibly can and try and grind the opposing team down. And that's exactly what England have done to Pakistan here.
In terms of the statistical achievement with Crawley, we can pick almost any number, any range of numbers, but the third youngest Englishman to make it to 200. As far as a maiden 100 is concerned, only Tip Foster in 1903, who made 287, went better than Crawley went today. But I wanted to ask you about tempo. When he went out there today, he was pretty chilled. I think he occupied 40 or so dot balls in the 170s, and then he went from, in his fifth 50, so from 200 to 250, he made that in 41 deliveries. So it gives you a sense of the fact that he can move through the gears as and when. He plays the game on his terms.
Yeah, and I think that's what is so important at Test match level, that you do have the gears to be able to go up in and also the gears to be able to come down in terms of your mindset, and that's exactly what Crawley had in this innings. He did have opportunities when he was scoring quickly and he took them, and then all of a sudden they started to bowl a little bit wider off stump, and he left and he let them come to him again, and that's a sign of a mature player. I mean, at 22 years of age, he's just played an innings that was well beyond his years, so he's got a lot going for him. But I just like the way that he kind of just handles himself. He just looks very calm. His celebrations for his 100, his 200, it wasn't over the top. You didn't feel that it was the last. You didn't feel like he was going to jump all over the place thinking that I might not get this opportunity again. He looks a very confident young chap to me, and I think we're going to see him for many, many more years.
In terms of Jos Buttler, he was given out on 99, caught behind. Thankfully, we had DRS to overturn what was a bit of a howler. But you look at the strike rate. His strike rate was 48 across his 152. He occupied the crease for in excess of 300 balls. Only once in professional cricket he'd faced more than 200 balls. I mean, talk to us about how Jos Buttler has modified his game. We talked about moving to number 6, but the different role he now plays in the side and needs to play in the side to almost justify his worth.
Well, I think he's shown his class that he can play different styles of innings. You saw him 2 weeks ago in Manchester play the one-day style of innings to win England the game. Here he's played the old-school attritional style of innings. That's why I mentioned the fact that never did I think I'd ever be saying that he would play an innings like Geoffrey Boycott. But, sometimes conditions, situations, they require that kind of innings. I guess he may look back and he could have gone a bit more expansive later on in his innings, but I just think this England side are onto something, because they're really installing into those batsmen that go out there. You've got to really value your wicket. We don't want you chasing the big drives when you first go out there. We don't want fancy shots. We want real solid defence, balance on that front foot, and if you get the chance to bat big and go big. The Daddy 100 was the term back in 10-11 when England won the Ashes down under, and you get a sense with Jonathan Trott as the batting coach in this team, you just wonder what the message is from him to the team. I think it is, if you get a chance to go big and get the daddies, make sure you get them.
A bit of debate around the declaration. It always will be that with a big score, but was there anything more certain after declaring on 583 that Jimmy would go out and take 3 wickets before the close? 24 for 3, so Pakistan are in arrears by 559 runs, but he picks up Shah Masood for the 8th time in Test cricket. Abid Ali, a good catch in the slips, and Babar Azam, the big dog, gets him final ball of the day, leg before wicket. Jimmy does this so often. He knows exactly what to do. It's so hard to bat in those circumstances after being in the dirt for 2 days.
Yeah, it generally doesn't really matter who you're facing when you've got 500 and plenty to look down at before you take guard. Wickets generally tumble in those kind of situations. It always has and always will, just because of the pressure. I just go back 24 hours. I thought Pakistan's wheels fell off yesterday in the last session when the ball was travelling to all parts. The body language was poor. Again today, they were looking at each other. They had their arms crossed, hands in the pocket. There was fumbles. The field was spread. I don't think in this test match so far Pakistan have had any type of mentality that I'm used to seeing Pakistan play test match cricket. They look to me like they're tired. Conditions were poor yesterday, but a lot better today. And when you have that mindset throughout a test match, when you get the chance to bat, I'm afraid it goes in with you. And no surprise for anyone here at the ground tonight that Pakistan lost a few wickets just because of the way that they are, their body language. I think we could be in for a quick test match if Jimmy Anderson has anything to do with it tomorrow. He's 4 away from 600. Will he get it tomorrow? I think he has a chance.
All right, Vaughan, let's go into the hotspot. In the hotspot, let's actually stay with Pakistan. You say the wheels fell off yesterday, and look, they were dropping tons of catches. They just looked bereft for options. I mean, what do you do if you're Azhar in that situation? I guess building on that, you talked a lot about the absence of Shadab Khan in his Test 11 for 2 of the 3 Test matches. I think it spoke volumes today, didn't it? That the part-timers ended up having to take 3 or 4 of the wickets themselves.
Yeah, I mean, generally you want one more quick bowler. When you're asking a 17-year-old to continuously bowl at 88, 90 miles an hour, 3 consecutive Test matches, it's near on impossible. Then you've got Shaheen Afridi, a young left-arm quick bowler. You're asking him to bowl exactly the same. It's very, very difficult. And then you've got Mohammad Abbas, who bowls 78 miles an hour, little wobblers. They looked a tired attack, and understandably, they were just lacking that Pakistan engine, that mentality that I've been so used to watching for many, many years. You've got Waqar Younis on the balcony. What did he used to do in flat conditions? Charging, bowl Yorkers, bowl bouncers, make it uncomfortable. But I just don't think they had anything left in the tank, understandably, because they're young bowlers. Pakistan haven't played the Pakistan way this week. They've looked a little bit lacking, a little bit soft in many ways. I don't think they've had the real tiger inside them, which is disappointing, but they've been up against an England side. I think the 2 days that I've seen from England are the best 2 days of Test cricket I've seen from the Test team for a long, long time.
And pressing fast forward, Vaughan, you've always covered it off a little bit. Will Jimmy pick up wicket 600 this week? But moreover, we had Shahab Akhtar on Twitter this afternoon saying, will there be rain that can save Pakistan? You're there. What do you think? And will this be a coronation for Jimmy Anderson by the time we get to maybe Monday or Tuesday regardless?
Well, I think there is a bit of rain forecast on Monday and Tuesday, but Jimmy's only 4 away. He's just picked up 3 in one spell. I can't imagine how Pakistan are going to get enough runs to avoid the follow-on, so I think there will be a following on tomorrow. I think Jimmy will get at least 2, maybe not 3 of the remaining wickets with the way that he's bowling. Jimmy Anderson to get 4 wickets on a Sunday at Southampton with the ball just doing a little bit is not a bad suggestion. So I don't think it's a mad suggestion that tomorrow evening when I'm on here with you, we might be celebrating the fact that Jimmy Anderson's got 600 Test match wickets.
As we said off the top, a historic day for Zach Crawley. It could very well be a historic weekend for James Anderson as well. Follow it all on the Cricbuzz live blog, and then at Stumps, Cricbuzz Chatter. I'll be here, and so will Michael Vaughan.